Hey there YouTube, Bad Fat Panda here. I have another match for you guys. Today it is a search and destroy match on Vacant. So if you have been following my channel, you will know that I am probably not the greatest search play in the world. It's something that I don't really play that often. But recently, a lot of my subs and the people I play with, you may recognize a couple people in this lobby. They like to play search, so I was like, all right, give it a go. So on Vacant specifically, the reason this is on Vacant is because I'm trying to showcase the new maps for you guys, and Vacant is one that it's really hard to get just a standard pub match on, like team deathmatch or ground war or domination, that sort of stuff, because of the amount of noob tubing and commando knifing, tactical knifing, people running around Marathon Lightweight Commando. It's definitely a bit of a change from COD 4. I don't see many triple frag nades, but that's just me. I don't know. Maybe in your lobby you see people chucking them from the spawn, like they used to do with the triple frags, and get some nasty triples and quads. But alright, so I chose this match as well because I didn't want to talk about the gameplay that much, and this really speaks for itself. It's a crappy search game. I get 10-2. Again, I'm not the greatest search player in the world, but I do have 2 rounds where I go 4-0, so I thought you guys would enjoy it. And yeah. So, what I wanted to talk about today, actually, some going-ons in the World Cup, certainly, as I have not gotten a chance to talk to you guys since it started, and the other one is E3. Definitely big happenings in both. We'll start with the World Cup first, if that's okay with you guys, and I have to take a general consensus of the amount of people in my room right now, which is 0, so that means I get the vote. World Cup, the first game, Mexico versus South Africa, was interesting. South Africa looked really good in that game, and I was sort of surprised by that. Maybe they can go on with the 64-1 betting odds. Maybe they can get them around 16. I'm thinking now that they actually might. But the big happenings were England-US 1-1 tie that was sort of unexpected. Certainly for me. I was expecting the U.S. to get dominated 2-0 or such like that, but it was sort of a pleasant surprise. I certainly would not want to be green in just having to go back into the lockers after that match. That was a pitiful attempt to keep that ball, and holy mother of God, he must have felt bad, and you can see it in his face too. And that's really unfortunate. I think both sides played well. I think after the U.S. goal, it sort of brought about this whole new youthfulness and the way people moved and such, and that sort of got them to a stalemate. Really could have been 2-1 with that. I forget who was the one that popped that. I forget the play. Again, I'm commentating this on Monday, so you have to forgive me. But speaking about commentating this on Monday, Italy, Paraguay. Holy mother of God. I was not in any sense of the word expecting a tie out of Italy. I mean, the defending world champions. And they looked good in the beginning of the match, but after Paraguay scored that goal, it was just, the momentum shifted, and I think I didn't see the final possession of each of the teams after the match, but I would definitely say that it was around 50-50, especially after the second half. They scored that goal late in the first, and that was a really great goal, by the way, but Italy couldn't really counter. I mean, they sort of just played it somewhat defensive. They attacked a fair amount in the beginning of the second half, but it didn't really go anywhere. And even on Paraguay's side, I mean, they took out Torres really early. I understand that it's the group stage. I understand that he's a good striker, but because of that, and you have a chance to beat the reigning world champions, what would that do for your country? I mean, that's really a lot of the World Cup is country publicity and tourism base and that sort of thing. Even like bragging rights and such. So I'm really surprised that they took out Torres, a great striker, very early. But that's just me. I understand you take out strikers. It's one of the first things you do because they expend so much energy, and you don't want them to get hurt, especially if you're going to go to the round of 16. Even further, as I think Paraguay might after that. That's definitely an ego boost for them. But overall, very interesting, except for the France and Uruguay match. Wow, that was pitiful. I was really surprised that France didn't go anywhere and push harder. They had a lot of missed opportunities. I think that there should have been 3 goals in that match, but it was just a bit faulty on their part, and I hope they can come back from that. But having said all that, we're about halfway through the commentary, so I will delve right into E3. If you guys don't know what it is basically, I don't know, you guys all should know what Comic-Con is. It's basically Comic-Con for video games and game developers. Everybody comes and decides to unveil basically a whole bunch of information about new release titles and titles that we may not have seen yet that are announced specifically for E3. Certain game systems, as we see the Xbox 360 Slim, which people have actually been talking about having at E3, and I read an article about a week ago that said that they might unveil something like that. My thoughts on the Xbox 360 Slim, you guys know I have a PlayStation, although I am playing on the Xbox here. Basically, it does everything that the PS3 does, except it does not have Blu-ray. Their decision to do that, I understand the inclusion of Wi-Fi. They're upping the price to $300. I don't know what the current Xbox 360 is, but I'm sure it's going to get a price drop after this. I think it's at like $250 or something like that. But yeah, I really can't. I can understand the need for it, but I can't really understand their release on it so soon for Natal. I would have sort of expected them to be ready to ship that sometime around early Q4 or end of Q3. But having it come out now, I mean, it's going to be shipping this week, actually. So, sort of surprised by that, the timing of the actual release of it. And I don't know what your guys' thoughts on it. It doesn't seem like something I would spend $300 on, especially with the next-gen consoles coming out probably in the next 2 years. So everything my 360 does, I enjoy, and I can't imagine there not being an increased amount of red rings of death in the slimmer model. I mean, it's just going to end up being like a pool of wax on the floor. But that certainly wasn't the most exciting, for me at least, announcement at Microsoft's press conference. Certainly, Bulletstorm, actually, is something I was really looking forward to, and they put a release date on it. It was going to come out in February of 2011, and that looks like a great game. I don't know if you guys have checked that out yet, but it's really like a just cartoony plant destruction, take over the world type thing. In the graphics, like the comedic nature of the actual thing, it looks like it could be a great game, and I really hope that it is. They didn't really talk about much gameplay. Maybe we'll get to see a trailer after E3 goes around. But here, by the way, we were trying to do the martyrdom achievement where you actually like hold a grenade and kill somebody, but in search for a final kill cam. So you can watch this. I think 2 of us get it, Deluxe and me. If you know the Booty Man, that's Deluxe for. So basically, the other 2 things, and I'm sure the 3 things that people are going to be talking about most are Medal of Honor, Call of Duty Black Ops, and Halo Reach. Halo Reach, not much to be talked about there, actually. They didn't release much new information. Basically, space fights were going to be the main prominent theme that they released at E3, which is pretty cool, I guess. I'm not really much of a Halo player, but I might check it out. Black Ops, nothing really new to announce. They played a trailer that was sort of had already been released, not sort of had already been released, just had been released. Announced that there would be helicopter piloting and fighting, and the game just looks ironed out. And I hope Treyarch does a good job. The Call of Duty World at War was a little bit, I don't know, just sarcastic and whimsical, and I really can't see that in a first-person shooter. I hope that they change that for the Call of Duty Black Ops. The other thing that people will be talking about, Medal of Honor. It basically looks like a Battlefield clone, and it was a game that they are basically reassessing the franchise and relaunching the franchise, and I hope that they can make it different enough from Battlefield to connect to Modern Warfare 2's audience, because that would probably be something that they want to see. And I'm hoping it's going to happen, but it all depends. We're going to get the chance to demo the beta test on June 21st, which is going to be sweet. So this is basically my reflections on E3, and we see Sony's press conference today. It should be cool. And the one thing I was disappointed with Microsoft's is actually Valve did not do a demo. No Portal 2 announcement, which is really strange. But if you like this, please comment, rate, and subscribe as I destroy this kid with my grenade. Peace out, have a good day, comment, rate, and subscribe, and enjoy the rest of your week. I'll be having fun watching the World Cup and working my ass off. Peace out.